What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. Today we're doing the Overwatch League predictions for Stage 1, Week 5, the last week of this stage actually, before the title matches. So this is definitely a crucial one for some teams who are looking to creep in for that third spot. Although it's looking like Seoul Dynasty probably have it secured, you never really know. So every game counts this week, and we actually got some very interesting ones. So if you guys are excited to hear my picks, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's just hop right into it. I see no need to wait. Starting off today in the first match, we have Shanghai Dragons going up against the Dallas Fuel. Now I think this is going to be a somewhat close match. I see Dallas Fuel taking it near the end, but Shanghai Dragons are going to put up a good fight. More than likely, it'll be a 3-2 or 3-1. Both of these teams look like they're improving, which is great for the league. I'm excited about that. And I just think overall that Dallas Fuel will have the edge. They have better players, and if they can come to this game with their head on their shoulders, they'll do completely fine and win it. Moving on to the next one, it's the San Francisco Shock and the Los Angeles Gladiators. Now this is an interesting one. I'm pretty hyped for this because it's the Baby Bay versus Remix and Bishu match. You know, my ex-teammates, so it's going to be fun to watch. And it's really hard for me to cheer for a team in this one because I want to see both of them succeed, even though they're both kind of near the bottom of the standings so far. This will definitely be a close one, but I think in the end, the Los Angeles Gladiators will take it. This will probably be a 3-2 game as well. I see them going back and forth the entire time, and it'll definitely be an exciting one. Hopefully we get 2 Game 5s in a row. And then heading into the last match of the night with the Los Angeles Valiant and Seoul Dynasty. Now this is a very, very important match for both of these teams. If Los Angeles Valiant can sneak a win against Seoul Dynasty, that opens up the title match completely and basically puts the Valiant, the Fusion, Uprising, and Outlaws in a position where they could qualify for the title matches, which would be absolutely insane. Of course, the little kid inside of me is just praying that the Valiant win. It'll just be absolutely absurd because more than likely we'll get tiebreakers and these games would just be epic, and that's what we all want to see. We want epic matches, back and forth nail biters, because that is what is fun to watch as a spectator and a fan. But what will probably happen is Seoul Dynasty coming out and dominating the Valiant, who have looked very inconsistent. Either they're going to show up and put on a good performance, or they're just going to get rolled over. So hopefully they show up today. But if I had to guess, they probably won't, and Seoul Dynasty will take this 3-1 or 4-0, crushing our dreams and hopes of a bunch of tiebreakers to decide who moves on to the playoffs for Stage 1. Now, moving on to Thursday, we start off with Philadelphia Fusion going up against the Boston Uprising. I hope this is going to be a great match. Philadelphia Fusion need to show up. They're another team that I've mentioned who are very inconsistent. If they do show up, though, this will be a clash of titans. Both these teams have taken wins off of the 2 best teams in the league, the London Spitfire and New York Excelsior, so I see absolutely no reason why this one wouldn't be extremely close and go all the way to Game 5. But of course, I'm in a position where I have to pick a winner, and I believe Dreamcasper, Striker, No, Gamsu, pretty much all these guys on the Uprising roster have been playing out of their minds for the past 2 weeks, whereas the Philadelphia Fusion have had moments where they don't look that good recently, so I have to give it to the Boston Uprising, 3-2. And then in the next match, it's going to be Florida Mayhem taking on the New York Excelsior, who are pretty much dominating everybody at this point. Yeah, they had a hiccup against the Philadelphia Fusion, but we all know it was just a hiccup. Oh, and they also did lose a Koth map against the Dallas Fuel last week, which was very interesting to see. Props to Dallas Fuel for being able to do that, since, you know, New York Excelsior has not lost one yet. Pine was undefeated up until that game, so it was cool to see that. And then the Florida Mayhem, I mean, what else can I say? You know, they look decent. It's like they're alright. The only player I really see on that team improving is Logix, though. And, you know, shout out to him for improving, but the rest of them just seem stagnant, lackluster. They look like the same players from week 1, unlike the other 2 teams that are struggling in the league right now, which are Dallas Fuel and Shanghai Dragons, who look much more improved. They seem to get better almost every single week. Yeah, they have hiccups here and there, but compared to the Florida Mayhem, they're just, these guys are staying at the same level, and that's that. They're going to lose this match 4-0. Moving on to the next match, we have the London Spitfire taking on the Houston Outlaws. Now, I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be another close game. Hopefully a Game 5. I got my fingers crossed on that one. You never know, though. London Spitfire look absolutely insane as of the last 2 weeks. They have really ramped up, and I think this is due to the fact that they are doing those in-house scrims. And I've said it so many times in multiple videos, when you have so many good players on a roster, they're all bound to continue to improve together. They're going to challenge each other. These guys are just too good. And then they have Profit, who I think is the best player in the entire world. You know, I gotta give it to them. Even though the Houston Outlaws do look like a great team, Jake has been on fire, whether it's on the Junkrat or the Pharah and Genji, which you guys keep saying he can't play. He can. He's flexing very well. He's even shown very good performances on the Tracer. As for Linkser, there's not much to need to be said about him. He is basically the Western version of Profit. Obviously not as good, but still he can play multiple heroes at the highest level compared to the Western players. And if he isn't sick, which I would assume he is not because it's been over a week, I think he would have recovered by now. So I would expect Linkser to be playing this. And hopefully we get a game 5, but this one will probably be a 3-1 victory for the London Spitfire. Moving on to Friday, we have the Los Angeles Gladiators taking on the Dallas Fuel in the first match, which could honestly go either way. It depends a lot on the first 2 matches that these teams play this week. If the LA Gladiators win, then they're going to be favored, but if the Dallas Fuel win and the Gladiators don't, then I think they will be favored. So confidence is definitely going to play a factor in this one. If I had to choose right now, I think the Dallas Fuel have a better chance at winning their match, so I would end up going with them. But then again, it's hard to say that I do see Dallas Fuel going 2-0 this week just because they've been such a mess this entire stage 1. It's hard to predict them to win any game unless it is against the Shanghai Dragons, to be honest with you guys. And although the Gladiators do look like they are struggling, they have had some close games against teams like Philly and Valiant, who are definitely much better than the Fuel. So I think I'm going to give this one to the Gladiators. Hopefully another game 5, which is what, are we at 5 game 5s this week? Man, I hope it does. And I got the Gladiators in this one. Moving on to the next game, we have Seoul Dynasty taking on San Francisco Shock. This will probably be another stomp for the Seoul Dynasty. I don't see San Francisco putting up much of a fight in this one. They really do got to get their stuff together. Some of their players, I think, really aren't holding up their own. And it's unfortunate because they have so much potential. Every player on that roster has potential. But, you know, if you can't tap into it and bring it out, and it just doesn't really matter. Potential is nothing at that point. So, Seoul Dynasty 4-0 on this one. Moving on to the next match, we have the Los Angeles Valiant and Shanghai Dragons, which I want to say the Shanghai Dragons are going to win. For some reason, I have that gut feeling that I've had just in the past, sort of with like Dallas Fuel not being able to perform coming into the stage. And I feel like the Shanghai Dragons are going to win, but it's so tough to predict that, just because the Los Angeles Valiant are a strong team at times, and I think going up against the Dragons, they will have a lot of confidence and will be able to take it. Again, it's hard to give up on that gut feeling. I think the Shanghai Dragons are going to take this in a game 5. I'm picking Shanghai Dragons. A big reason is because I think the Valiant are going to lose that Seoul Dynasty match, and they might not take this one very seriously because they will know that they are out of the playoff run, but every map does still count toward the end of the season. But with the recent thing coming out about their bench, they might give some players some playtime. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm thinking. I just got this feeling that Shanghai Dragons are going to beat the Los Angeles Valiant, and I'm going with that. Screw it. Move on. We got the New York Excelsior on Saturday taking on London Spitfire in the opener, which I am waiting for this. The winner of this will be Seed 1 for the playoff titles match. And of course, you guys know who I'm going with. It's the London Spitfire. There's 2 options that will happen in this game. Either the London Spitfire are going to absolutely destroy the New York Excelsior like they did to Seoul Dynasty, or it's going to go down to the wire. I'm talking very last team fight on map 5, tied up 1 round apiece, 99-99, one last team fight. Profit's going to get a triple kill, secure the win. London Spitfire move into the title stage as rank 1. I know that was a little specific, but hey, that's what I see happening, boys. Now moving on to the next one, we have the Houston Outlaws versus the Boston Uprising, which is also another very exciting game. Damn, this week is so good. This is just stacked. Houston Outlaws and Boston Uprising, 2 teams that are playing absolutely insane Overwatch right now. They have both gone on incredible streaks and proven that they can dominate almost any team in the Overwatch League. Now that I think about it, this is actually the hardest game to predict this week for me. I'm going back and forth. Who is it? Jake, Linkser, Striker, Dreamcasper? I did a DPS Duo top 10 list about a week and a half ago. I can't exactly remember, but I did one recently, And I want to move Dreamcasper and Striker up so much on that list after their performance the past 2 weeks. They've been playing so good. Specifically Dreamcasper, man. This guy has really shocked me. Him and Linkser are very good. They can both play multiple heroes. Cool Matt's great. Note's been playing out of his mind. Who do I go with here, guys? I'm sitting here looking at the maps that are going to be played. We got Eichenwald, Anubis, Ilios, and Dorado. I see Houston taking Eichenwald simply based off of Jake's Junkrat. It's that good. He will win them a map. Anubis, Boston Uprising. They've been fantastic on that map. Going into Ilios. I feel like Dreamcasper will carry this map on Pharah. He's been that good on it. And then we go to Dorado, where Houston Outlaws actually have looked really good on so far. If I can remember all the maps they've played in Dorado, I think they've won most of them. So this is going game 5 too, boys. And on Lijiang, I'm going to have to go with my boys on the Uprising side. I feel like they have more of an advantage going into a game 5. They've played a decent amount of them, and they've come out on top on a lot of them. So Boston Uprising winning this one 3-2. Now moving into the last game of the week, we have Florida Mayhem taking on the Philadelphia Fusion. Which, it depends which Philly shows up on this one. I could see Florida Mayhem actually winning this match if Philadelphia Fusion don't show up. Because when they don't show up, they're not that good, to be honest. But it's still nearly impossible to pick Florida Mayhem to win this game, guys. I got Philadelphia Fusion winning 3-1 or 4-0. And that's it for me, guys. On Saturday, before the games, I will do the title stage predictions. I'm saving that just because we don't know exactly who will be in there. My predictions might be wrong. So we'll save it for Saturday. And just thank you for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like my videos, and follow me on all my social medias. You can add me on Snapchat, see sneak peek previews of all my videos, how I live my real life, stuff like that, and you can also communicate with me. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.